Because if for example, it's just unfortunate that the other one doesn't know the job. But if there are two people who are competing for something, definitely you will favor the other one whom you know. Definitely. That's what will happen. Because what becomes corruption, it is when this other one doesn't qualify. This one qualifies, but you pick the unqualified one. Because you know each other. Yes. Now that one is corruption. Yeah, that one is corruption. But if both people have the same, you have the same qualifications, same whatever, then you are all. It's more likely the one who gets it is the one who is connected. It's more likely. And then the defense there will be, but you have not heard what the president, for example, you heard what the qualification of anything in Zambia now is, are you in Zambia? Number one. Number two, are you qualified? So meaning that defense, it means even if he's related to me, the question will be, is he qualified? If you say yes, is he a Zambian? You say yes, he's entitled. That would be the defense. But if the person doesn't qualify, then there is a problem. It's corruption.
Yes?
My question is on how to advise on how to overcome fear and goalkeeping. Because I have a dream to invest in real estate, like commercial and residential real estate. That's one thing I know, that that's what I want to do. So in order to achieve that dream, through connections, my previous lecturer at school, he connected me with the company that I'm now getting like a stable income from there. I also created some other stable income for myself for me to fund that dream. Now, the issue that was there was that I know that the income I'm getting is not enough for me to facilitate my dream. I need more income, so I knew I needed to start side hustles. So I started side hustles, like small side hustles. Maybe I would buy some memory cards, hard drives, phones, or the internet and things like that. But my biggest problem, the biggest problem I have, I do not have the courage to make my side hustle bigger. I've started something small, but I'm always afraid to go bigger because I'm always fearing that I will make a loss and it will affect my plans that I've already started. Like in October right now, I'm already starting my program, my project to start the campaign on UK. This is when I'm starting it. But I'm always afraid that if I make a loss, it will affect this side. So how do I overcome that fear for my side hustle so that I can make money from it to invest in my dream?
So, primarily, you need to understand that the amount of money or resources that you channel into a business are what are referred to as sunk costs. Yes, they are called sunk costs because you cannot insure against them. You can't go to an insurance company and say, I'm planning to start this business, I want to insure against loss. No. That's number one. Number two, we are talking about fear. I gave an example when I was sharing that if somebody dreams of making money, they will laugh about it and feel good in the money. But if they dream of being killed, they will take that dream very seriously. Why? Because it is a wiring of the mindset that people have come to accept. Okay? So, what causes fear is this. I want to do this business. What if it fails? So the question is, what if it succeeds? You are thinking of why it can fail. I'm asking, what if it succeeds? You know, sometimes I used to wonder, if you read in Proverbs chapter 6, right? There's a portion where God gives an instruction that go to the ant and learn. I used to find it weird. Why would a human being go to an ant to go and learn wisdom? And of the many characteristics that an ant has, one of them is that an ant doesn't know the word no, for example. If an ant is moving, going straight like this, and it meets an obstacle, it will either go under or top sideways, but going. It is a mindset. So that is the first category. There are people who go into a plan A without a plan B. No matter what happens, even if you have to try 4 times, this has to work. No matter what. So if somebody comes and says, what if it doesn't work out? They'll just say, what if it works out? They look at the benefits of that thing. That's number 1. Number 2, if you are not very sure, test the waters. That's why there's social media these days. Test the waters. For example, let's say you order things, right? Let's say you order handbags. You order handbags and you sell those handbags for maybe 200 kwacha for one. Okay? And then you only order 10 pieces. When the 10 pieces finish, you sell them to your friends or whatever, then you decide, okay, I want to upgrade. Before you upgrade, you can easily just go to social media and say, okay, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to receive 50 bags. You can pre-order at such a price. It is a type of market research. It will give you an idea of where you're supposed to go. But all you know, fear, as it's described oftentimes, is false evidence appearing. It is one of the inhibitors of personal growth. So it's either you will succeed, or first you learn how to succeed and then you won't succeed.
I wanted to chip in with the aspect of fear. I think fear is inevitable. Everyone has some fears of some sort. And fears don't finish and will never finish. But what will help us, if we do have an idea to pursue it, is the aspect of planning. You mentioned about planning. And intelligence plan will really give you the assurance to say what I'm doing will succeed, and will give you some percentages of, okay, I have this 80% of success chances, and I do have a 20% of failure because of this. You not plan to succeed 100%. Ideas fail. When there are markets that doesn't sustain some idea 100%, no matter how you plan, you not plan 100% and succeed. But due diligent planning will give you the assurance to say, the confidence to say, when I do this, it will work out. You mentioned about doing the marketing research of your product. You have to do that. And also you have to find clients first for the product. The problem that we do have, we buy the product, we bring it in down, and now start looking for clients. I think the mindset and what we should be doing now going forward is that you find clients or the gap that you have to fill in the society. You find their need, then you provide a solution. In that way, you have already the customers, you know them. When you bring your product, when you offer a service, you know the right people you are targeting. That will also help to reduce the fear that we do have to pursue entrepreneurship and also to live perhaps our employment and also pursue the side hustles.
I think this is more of an emotional question rather than logic. I had the same. But I was asked one question. Are you more afraid of failing? Are you more afraid of trying? And I think one of the biggest regrets we have is not trying. So I think you should ask them to solve that question before bringing the logistics and everything. Ask yourself that question. Why do you yourself if you don't try?
Lucy, you have a question?
It's not a question, rather maybe. On the side, I mentioned to say the phone number, WhatsApp group, and all. So among all of us here, there might be people that are good at baking, maybe under the food category, organizing, and all that. So I'm suggesting maybe, since we are still growing, maybe one of these days you create maybe a food market, just small markets where the craft part comes in. People show what they can do, and maybe among the same group, somebody can be interested in what you are offering, and somebody can help you with it. Yeah.
I think for as long as she has fear, we trying to invest more in her business. When there are no chances that she will reach the goal. Go to where I think all of you have seen the ministry there, Shomoro. We find it during the rainy season, we find it's trying to grow on the wall, and it keeps on falling. And again it goes until we find it Shafika Mama. I think that's a mindset that everyone should have. Don't fear, just keep on going.
That is a very, very good suggestion. It's a very good suggestion. And one of the reasons why we want to create this network is look at the entire conversation we had here. It was not just about the students. There were other people from the audience, as yourself, that were giving ideas and giving solutions. So part of that platform is not only to hear one person come and say this, and that, but it's for people to share ideas. They say, okay, we were thinking maybe this Saturday, let's have this event, let's have an networking event, let's have a food market as you suggested. Do we have any other questions? Yes.
I'd like to ask, are there any characteristics of a failing business here? Where, for example, you start a business, things are not going good for you. Of course, you have to keep on trying, but you keep failing. Nothing seems to go right. So, do you know when to stop? I'll give an example. Coca-Cola, for example, I think it's a company we all know. We all drink and in its first year, it sold 25 bottles. Only 25 bottles. In its first year, 12 months, only selling 25 bottles. So, as a business person, I, at that point, would change to another industry. But he kept on moving. But most people, I think they will do the same. They'll change. In 1 year, selling 25 bottles, I think he'll change. But he kept on pushing, and today, Coca-Cola is it's the most valuable brand. But how should I know if I should keep on going, or if this isn't the right industry for me?
Any questions? Yes, right.
The question was, what is advice do you give me? Like, I want to start a business, start from scratch, then ask questions to those who are already in the business. Or I wait for someone, then I separate, then I start my own business. Which one will be the best?
Any other questions? Okay, so for this particular one, where you mentioned about Coca-Cola, the thing about business is there is the logical aspect of business. There is also the instinctive aspect of business. Do you know that the first 7 years of Facebook, they never made revenue? Not profits. I'm not talking about profits. I'm talking about revenue. 7 years, no money. That is coming in. But of course, at that point, the business becomes instinctive. All logic, even the people who are on the board or management, just tells you this thing isn't working, let's close it down. So for that one, you cannot get a clear cut answer where someone will say continue or stop. look at Thomas Edison and trying to come up with a light bulb. They say, what, 2,000 times, right? Your wife can even leave you in the process of trying to fix that problem. You know? But it is also about distinctiveness. There are certain businesses that you start not because of money, but because maybe it is a passion for you or it is a solution that you really want to provide. So those, even if you're not making money or injecting your own money, the purpose is very different from it being primarily a profit motive. When you write business plans for people, we expect them to break even, not break even, no profit, no loss, after 5 years. So we expect you to start making profit in year number 1, 6. But because of poverty, profit. There. So if you have that mentality or that mindset, you can't go the Coca-Cola. Then I think for yours, I don't know if you want to answer, but you have already answered. He said, go to somebody who's really doing what you want to do and learn. We say learn and then what? End. Learn, then end. You go. The reason for that is simple. Sometimes in business, the money you invest becomes school fees. It's just there to teach you what doesn't work. And you may say, oh, next time. But sometimes you can use someone else's money and resources to learn. Learn how the business is run, learn how to do with costing, learn how to do with revenue, all those things. But even as we learn, it goes back to what I reiterated. The most important skill is learning how to sell. He talked about selling sweetened. It was not about the sweetened. The time I used to sell popcorn, there are kids who used to come at the popcorn man with a degree in popcorn. Me, the whole of me, popcorn. But you know, that's how I do. What I learned during that experience, the skills I learned during that time, I usually tell people that I can sell water to the ground in that. But I learned those skills from there. So, instead of you creating money and starting something it fails, or start something else it fails, attach yourself to someone. It might even be voluntary. Learn. The basics that you're learning there. Number 1, skill, sales. Then you can go and start your own thing. Do we have for your question?
Yes. I wanted to find out on the platform that's being created, is there going to be like an internship where if someone wants to learn a skill, they can go to someone who already knows it?
We know you can ask them. No, but yeah, feel free to ask. Yes?
I also corrected my exam, so actually in the same school. There are some skills that I like, but personally I'm passionate about them. You said that he is good in marketing. I'm also good in digital marketing, SEO, and I wanted to ask, technology skills aren't really popular in this country. So mastering one, like web development or software engineering, cloud engineering, or digital marketing, would it be advisable to master something like that, even though there are not many clients in the country?
Bit of a question. In the situation where you are in the partnership and in that business, maybe you have 5,000 kind of put in that business. Then as for you, you are not having the profit. What can you do? Can you continue with the same partnership, or you can remove your money and start your own business? What can you do? Just in the encouragement.
So like in your case, graphic design makes a lot of money. Video editing makes a lot of money. How many banners do you see? A lot, right? But it also goes back to the issue I explained about opportunity. I said you can create your own opportunity. When you go on Facebook, I don't know if you've noticed this. You find somebody has a house for rent. What do? 3-bedroom house for rent. Naughty Broad. Call 0977. Yasira. Those are your potential clients. Instead of waiting for them to come to the realization that you can help them, you can go to them and say, look, this is an old way of doing business. I can help you design banners that can help you sell your products faster. I asked a question when I started. Somebody selling a tractor, right? They put a female there. What is the connection between the tractor and the female? Sight. That's why most ads that have banners, colorful banners, get more traffic than those who just type. So graphic designing and etc. The question on partnership.
Partnership. You put in money together, then no profit.
Yes.
Oh. I'm wondering the type of partners, first of all. I hope the partners are transparent and they are honest to start with. Because he is skinnier to DNA in your voter. Partnership in my voter. As let's say we should acknowledge our weaknesses. Trust is a challenge. But if all things being equal, everything is fine, and yet you are not making profit, you are not breaking even, any business, it also goes to the other question of when do you stop? Okay? A business succeeds or fails before it starts. A business. You can tell that a business can go that. By looking at your business proposal, looking at your business plan, you are able to tell that this business, when you take a business to an analyst and they analyze your business before it starts, any proper person can advise that your business is that one. For example, I see you have a business, you have an idea, but you want to order bulbs, fluorescent bulbs, to go and sell in the village. You already know that you have failed, isn't it? Because you are going to the wrong place. So if the business plan, let me give my personal example. When I was to start, this is how I started the business. I was looking for windshields. You know windshields? Windshields, not we know them, some of us, okay? Now, I have one of the cars, it didn't have those windshields. So I started looking for them. In looking for them, I failed to find it. I started in 2008 looking for them. I would go in my many trips to Zimbabwe. Each time I'm going to Zimbabwe for other things, I would also look for windshields. Nothing. South Africa, until I thought, oh, this is a problem. I think, how many people are looking for what I'm also looking for? Because that's how you discover an idea sometimes. Okay? It's just like once ever mind somewhere meaning because so that's how I started. Now, I began to write our business way back in 2008 because I was looking for something. Now I thought, what else could be in that business? So I began to research and then write in my diary, and so I wrote the business. The business was complete before the money came. I had no money. The point I'm trying to show you is that the business must be complete before money. The problem with many of us, we want to start business after money. It's a very big risk. And the money to be put like that, the chances of failing are very high. So that is why meetings like this are very crucial. When the mind is ready, the money will come. So begin with the business must be complete. You are already seeing the end of the business before the money comes. So I wrote the business from 2008. I kept looking for ideas. Each time I'm in a car, I am thinking of what could be added in the business. I kept writing. I have an old diary I normally show people when I'm teaching how to start a business. It's there. By the time the money came, the so-called breakthrough, isn't it? Because breakthrough only comes once. Like breakthrough is like Ulichibumba, then you break. It's like you're trying to go, something is hindering you, isn't it? You're trying to go, something is hindering you. Now you start praying, oh God, breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough. Now when you break, there is nothing there. Meaning, imagine you break, you will never pray again for breakthrough. So the money will only come once. It's like a wheel. I always say it's like a wheel which goes round. That wheel of life, so that's when you have money. You get excited. It's an opportunity. But how you use it is very, very crucial. So by the time I had it, my plan was already done. All I did now is that I knew now I have to risk this money. So I called the family, I told my wife, I said, I want to start business. And where I'm starting is at Force Park Mall. By then, there was no life. No one would see that. How can you go very far there? So I said, sign here that I am going to do business. So that we can't go. No one will be blamed. We have all, it's a risk. I'm also answering what that sister asked, who fears. Courage is the ability to take steps in the face of fear. There will never be a time when you won't fear. You always fear. What is courage? Courage is you are fearing, but you are going. That is what courage is. You are fearing, but you are going. It's like also but you are going. That is courage. Okay, so when you already know the business is already complete, even if you experience challenges, he has said, for 5 days you may not make profit. Our first sales, day one, was 10 kwacha. Okay? Now, that cannot put me off. I already know this thing. It's already complete. I could already picture it in my mind. That's an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur should see the end from the beginning. You see where the business is. So if you can't see it there, you will stop. But I was able to see it. I could see it. Even now, I see it very far. So because I can see it, nothing can put me off. I know our challenges, losses here and there, but I will not stop. Secondly, planning involves always plan for the worst. People like planning for the best. Me, I don't do that. I plan for the worst. I plan to say, supposing it doesn't work for 6 months, how can I pay rent in those 6 months? That's planning. Not, no, it will work. God forbid, it will work. Then it doesn't work. Then it doesn't work. You will collapse on people. So the best is in planning. You are saying, if this thing I don't make profit, I already have plan B, a provision to run with it, because it may not bring returns immediately. So now the risk of you stopping, it is because maybe you don't know where you are going, you didn't plan your business, that's why you want to stop. But to me, if everything was in place, you can't stop. You know where it's supposed to be, you know the picture where it's supposed to be. So that should be what should determine whether you should pull out or not. Was your business complete before you started?
So we have one last question, and then we close. One last question.
Like you said, planning is very important to answer. When it comes to planning, how long does it take for you to understand that this plan is actually complete before it was street fashion? What's the time to see?
Speak up.
I'm saying, what's the time for you to answer? Come up with this plan.
You what?
Is there a specific time frame to come up with a specific plan?
I'm not getting it, sorry.
Okay, so it's trying to say the duration each plan should be expected. When you're planning for business, at which point should you think of expecting it?
So, usually how we answer that is, what is the end goal? Okay? What is the end result? Because it depends. How much time do you have allocated for that particular thing? For instance, if you were supposed to raise 100,000 in 6 months, already you know how much you should be making on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. But the money may not, the issue may not even be about money. It might even be about losing weight. But the person who decides how much time they have to execute a plan is you. Personally, I like to execute early so that I know early enough what's going to happen. When I was teaching at YCTC, I asked them 4 important questions that every person should be able to ask in their own lives. Why, what, when, and how? Why, what, when, and how? 4 critical questions. Yours goes in the way. You cannot just keep saying, Zaka Viola, Zaka Viola, Zaka Viola. I know it's Zaka Limea, when? No, I want my own land. When? So, in the planning aspect, the how talks about strategy. How are you going to execute your plan? But the when signifies a time frame. So, pretty much, how much time do you have is where you can start. Do you have that time? If you are 18 and you start building, you can even take 10 minutes. At 28, you are at the house, which is very decent and achievable. But at 75, you can't say, I want to build a house in 30 years. No. So it goes back to the why. The plan that you have. What is the purpose of this? And then secondly, how much time do you have? So that when you break it down into smaller goals and objectives, it should make sense. Do you have fun? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. So personally, I've had fun. I would like to say a very big thank you to the speakers, Sabanda, Mr. Chilufya. Thank you so much for taking time out to come here. And to everyone who's come here. My sister talked about fear. I also had those questions in my mind. What if this thing doesn't work? What if it works? I would always ask myself, when I think of that, I always ask myself, what if it works? When I tried it, I was shocked at the response. People were not even examining. I started calling. Well, that's a good initiative. Let's have more of that. Let's do this, let's do this. And personally, having grown up in the this gives me so much hope. I would like to see a lot of meetings like this, built by other people, right from this stuff. For the numbers, yes, for bonus, the numbers. No, amongst ourselves. Let's start having these interactions where we educate each other, empower each other, and help each other. So let us just pray as we conclude and look out for the banner. We mentioned that we have another meeting on the 17th of December, the goal setting meeting, completely free, just to help us as we get into 2023. Let us pray. Father God, thank you for the opportunity to meet in this manner. Thank you for the opportunity to meet in this support. Lord, thank you for the wisdom, the intelligence that was shared in this meeting. Lord, when you gave the parable of the man who brought the son and the one who brought the stone, when you were done with the parable, you said, know that you know these things. Do them. Lord, may you give us grace for action to go and implement the very things that we learned today. Lord, we also pray that in that dark day, in that evil day, that day when life will not make sense, that day when we may feel like giving up, may these words be a testament that you can rise again and that you can try again. As we leave this place, guide us and bless us in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen.